My name is Mary Miller Jordan, and this is the very first in a series on gentling the wild Mustang that I have named Line Dance. He is a 3-year-old Mustang from Sulphur, Utah, completely wild and untouched up until this first session that you are about to watch right now. I have actually edited the video a little bit to show it in some contrasting shades of black and white, which is more the way the horse sees. They don't see in the color palette that we do. So because they see more in contrasting colors and extremes, you know, really lights and really strong darks, they're more affected by slight changes of their visual environment. And I think for me, you know, the more I can get inside of the mind of the horse and try to think about things the way they think about them, the way they see them, the way they experience life, the more I can do that, the more I can develop a relationship with that horse. So I've really tried to help exemplify that to you through how I've edited the footage of these videos. Line Dance is a very Mustang, very perceptive, extremely smart, but very fearful. Probably one of the most fearful ones that I've worked with, and actually I think that's perfect for doing this type of video. He enables me to show a lot of things because he really needs for me to hold his hand every step of the way, and I'm more than happy to do that. So this video is going to show the beginnings of that exchange of energy between myself and Line Dance, and I'm going to explain it to you as you're seeing it played out in the video, so that you can get an idea of the way that I like to go about developing a relationship with these absolutely brilliant, majestic horses that we're blessed to have a partnership with. All right, so here we are, our very first session. We picked Line Dance up the day before this session and basically just backed the horse trailer up to the little paddock where he was living and herded him into it like a cow. And then we brought him home, backed the trailer up to the round pen here, and then opened the gate and let him walk out as he wanted to. So he's had no interaction other than basically being, you know, thinking that he should run away from us in fear, because that's the only way that, you know, we could safely get him into the horse trailer so that we could get him here. So that's where we're at. I'm getting ready to enter the round pen here with him, and you're going to see kind of our first interactions. It's not going to be anything super exciting, possibly. I guess it depends on what you get excited about, but there's nothing aggressive that's going to happen. I am just going to be using my energy to help mold his energy. You're going to hear me talk so much about energy throughout this series because it's so important to me. That really is what a horse is all about. I think it's what we're all about as people. I think it's what this world is all about. We're all filled with energy. There's all different kinds of energy. There's tight energy, there's soft energy, there's fearful energy. Energy can go in different directions. You can have forward thinking energy. You can have energy that's stuck. You know, if you've ever seen a horse that's just terrified to even think forward, they're terrified to answer the person wrong for fear of what might happen. You've got all kinds of different energy. So my job is to help Line Dance see that my energy is a safe type of energy for him. It's a safe place for him to be, and it's gonna offer him safe guidance, because really that's all he wants. He just wants to feel safe. He is so lost right now, emotionally lost, that he just doesn't know what to do with himself except for stay in flight panic mode and be filled with this very nervous, tight energy that just tries to get as far away from people as it possibly can. So as you can see, that's what he's trying to do. He's run to the outside of the round pen. He's trying to get away from me. What I'm going to do to help him begin to see that my energy is something that is a good thing is I'm just falling in line behind him. I'm actually mirroring the direction of his energy with the direction of mine. Now, his energy our energy is both going in the same direction, but his is a very nervous, tight energy. I'm doing everything I can to keep my energy soft and relaxed and peaceful, but at the same time directing it in the same direction that his is. So we start off by our energies being directed in the same direction. And then once he starts to recognize that, just like a herd mate would be walking along beside him in the wild, he's going to recognize this energy falling in line behind him, and he's going to start to take comfort in that. It's going to make sense to him. So as he starts to see that my energy is just going to stay at this soft place behind his shoulder, then he actually starts to seek it out. And that's when you can see I backed away from him and he actually slowed down and stopped and became more relaxed. Because it starts off, I'm actually mirroring his energy, and then as time goes on, he's going to start mirroring my energy. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for him to start looking to me to help guide what type of energy is appropriate for him to have. So I backed away from him here. He's done a fabulous job just kind of mirroring up to what my energy was like. And when I backed away from him, he settled and stopped. And so I'm backing away further to really let him see that was the right answer, that he can mirror my body language. He can mirror my energy and my thoughts. And as long as he takes comfort in my thoughts, I will keep him safe. That's my job. And that's what I'm trying to express to him here. So this is really the foundation of how I begin with any of the Mustangs that we've gentled. This is the start. All right, here we are in another little clip from the same session. I'm continuing on with what I just mentioned about encouraging him to mirror my energy. But now that I have been in here a little bit with him and he started to get a little bit more comfortable with me in his presence and with the idea that my energy is guiding him around, I've started to step it up a little bit and start changing some direction with him, working the right side of him as well. You know, as we know, horses, they think differently on the left and the right. So we always want to help him see that he can trust me to the same level on both sides. He's a little counterbent this way. The way the horse's physical body is put together in places that they may have a little bit of soreness or stiffness, those things all come into play with their emotional state too. Horses are mobile creatures. They run from danger. Their body is what keeps them safe. So they're going to express themselves with their movements. And when you've got, all horses are going to move a little bit differently to the left and to the right, especially in the beginning before we've kind of guided them otherwise. And you're going to notice that with him, that he tends to nose a little bit out to the left as he's tracking right here, and that shoulder kind of comes in. And that's okay, but it is something that I really like to kind of take note of and help him with it as time goes on. But right now, all I'm really wanting to do is again, just let my energy fall in there behind his shoulder and guide him around. If I want him to change direction, I'm just going to step up in front of his movement, not so much towards him, but just up in front of him to guide him on around. You can see how, because he's a little more stiff tracking to the right, he's not as comfortable going this way. So I'm having to encourage him a little bit to keep him moving around in this direction. And that's okay. That's all part of the process. When that happens, if he tries to shoot back and change direction, I'm just going to move my energy back and get back in that spot I need to be in, further back behind his shoulder, to continue to guide him on around. You'll see I do have, it's actually a lunge whip in my hand. It's not at all to, quote, whip him with by any means. It's just an extension of my eyes, an extension of my arm, an extension of my energy. so I can basically make myself bigger if I need to, and I can get to a certain spot in his field of vision quicker by having this extension rather than if I was just standing on there on two legs. I mean, if you think about just the stature of a human compared to the long body of a horse, it's different. A horse can wheel around and have their hip at you really quick, whereas a person, we wheel around and we're still on two legs. We're rather limited. So it does help. I do like to have an extension of some sort in my hand just to help me be more effective, but it is not a tool used to be aggressive at all. All right, I've actually left the round pen for a little bit and let Line Dance just kind of soak up all these new experiences that he's having. I do that a lot in the beginning. I'll go in and out just as much as I can and really trying to leave in the moments that they've started to figure things out and just give them a little bit of time to soak that information up. And it'll just sit there and just soak in deeper and deeper. And when you step back in, it's like they've just been studying what you did the whole time. So I really try to be smart and recognize the spots where they've really started to pick up something important and give them time just to soak up those things. You can see how much softer he's being already, how much more willing he was there to really move his shoulders off the rail and towards me, letting his energy magnet towards mine. When he did that, I really backed all the way away to the rail to give him a very clear release as I pulled my energy away and encouraged him to seek that energy out. He's naturally, it's like we have an imaginary rope between my energy and his energy. And if I'm connected to him correctly, then as I move my energy away, he's going to magnet into it. And so the way that I encourage him to magnet even closer is to step further and further away in the moments that I can see him seeking me out, and really reward him for those moments and help him soak up that he answered that question correctly. Like I'm doing here, I'm way backed away on the other side of the round pen, and I'm really letting him soak up the fact that when he came off the rail like that and faced me, that was the right answer, and I'm moving my energy out away from his to draw his energy in closer to me. And I'm really pleased at how he's coming along. He is very, very perceptive, quite fearful, but very perceptive and very intelligent. All right, here we've got one little last clip from this first session, and he gives me such a nice draw here in a little bit that I just wanted y'all to see. A draw is when you've sent the horse around you and then you back away from him and he draws his energy in towards you, and that is such an important thing in this whole relationship that I'm trying to build here. I want him to seek me out because he finds me as a safe place, not because I'm dragging him across the ring with a lead line, but because his energy wants to find my energy, because his energy finds peace in mine, finds guidance in mine, finds comfort in mine. And he's really, really opening up to me a lot toward this day, and especially right now as he's looking at me like this and even drops his head a little bit. You can just see the softness start to kind of create inside of him. So really, really excited about this smart little horse. I want to thank you so much for watching our first session here, and feel free to check out the website highcottonhorsefarm.com for updates on future sessions. We are so thankful to Triple Crown for fueling our Mustangs with their incredible feed that's so low in starch and high in fat, which I think is so important for these guys. Thankful to Riders for Helmets for keeping us educated about helmet safety, and so thankful to all the Mustangs that keep us incredibly inspired and uplifted and just wanting to dig deeper to be better because of them. And thanks so much to all of you.